Hello all, Middlefam over 7 here. Not quite my birthday yet, so I don't have my new graphics card, but I quite like this little filter on my webcam that sort of blurs my background a little. It's a bit glitchy, but it looks kind of cool when I'm not moving too much. How's everyone doing? I just randomly decided, because over the past 2 days I've actually been waking up in the morning. It's my first day exercising in a while, and when I exercised, I was listening to some Spyro tunes, and I was like, you know what, I really fancy just playing Spyro again. I've been meaning to like do actual Let's Plays of the Reignited Trilogy on the channel. I know I did like live streams of them at some point last year, but I think live streaming them was a bit messy in my opinion, because I don't know, it's not that I don't like talking to chat, but there's like times in chat where there was people coming in like bots and people spamming shit, and I didn't really like it. And not only that, but I feel like when doing a Let's Play, I kind of want to be more engrossed in the game, just focusing on the game and talking about it, rather than talking to chat. But if I ever do live stream it, I probably will stream on like Twitch or something, or on YouTube just casually, but I'm keeping Let's Plays separate, as you may know. I'm just saying this in all my Let's Plays that I am updating and making new ones of, because you may have noticed that over the past year I've already done live streams of these. But yeah, for those of you who know me, Spyro Year the Dragon was like the main childhood Spyro game of mine. I sort of played them in the opposite order, like Spyro Year the Dragon, and I remember for my birthday when I was in college one year getting Spyro 2. No, birthday, I think it was Christmas I got Spyro 2. Yeah, it reminds me a lot in Christmas, Spyro 2. And then I remember I was in college when I actually got Spyro 1 finally on the PS1. And yeah, I remember it's just really depressed during college, but I just remember, I think in Spyro 1 in particular, I feel like the music sounds very, at its most, like Stuart Copeland. I know all the tracks about Stuart Copeland, but I feel like in Spyro 1 more so, the tracks sounded very Stuart Copeland. But I do believe that there are skill points in the Reignited of Spyro 1. It's been a while since I've actually played the Reignited Trilogy, but there's been a few things I've been meaning to play in the channel. I've recently just completed Spider-Man 2, by Marvel and Insomniac, who this was actually originally by. And all the parts on YouTube, yeah, but I have completed it. And yeah, I know I look a mess, but I don't really care. But if anyone wishes to like support VM, well, I've got a tip jar on Twitch. If anyone wants to watch me on Twitch whenever I'm live to support me, because YouTube doesn't want to do it right now because they've just completely demonetized me, please feel free. I would appreciate any support. If anyone just watched on Twitch or seen my uploads, just caught me when I'm live. If anyone wanted to support me on Patreon down below, I'd greatly appreciate that, because YouTube has just demonetized me for what to me seems like no reason. But I'm going to reapply again in January, so any support is appreciated. But let's just switch scene now. Let's just jump on into Spyro Reignited Trilogy. We're going to jump into Spyro 1. I was thinking of doing it in like reverse order, because I wanted to play in the order of when I grew up. But I feel like just because I've got a little bit of time to spare this morning, I feel like Spyro 1's shorter, and we'll just jump into that. And because I was listening to Spyro 1 tunes, I got in the mood to play Spyro 1. I mostly just remember being depressed in college and just really vibing to the tunes in Spyro 1. I don't really have as many memories as this one, but it's still a fun game regardless. And I have actually platinumed all 3 of the Spyro games. I'm sure you guys obviously believe me, but like I just feel the need to always show, just in case people think I'm just showing off and I haven't got the stones to back it up. But I have actually platinumed all 3 of the games. They were not hard platinums, to be honest. The first one, the flights were kind of hard, and the boss ones were kind of hard in Spyro 2, but I feel like they just stopped caring by Spyro 3. Like Spyro 3 was a platinum I got before you even do the super bonus round. It was a really easy platinum Spyro 3. I'm just trying to find it. Yeah, there we go. Platinum Spyro 3, Spyro 2, and Spyro 1. But I'm obviously just playing it for the nostalgia and just for the fun of it today. And for my official walkthrough, because I did live streams of it last year, and I got like thirst bots appearing in chat, people spamming, but it sucks. And actually other reasons that I don't want to go into, to be honest. And if that's a problem, stay mad. I don't know what else to tell you, but yeah, we're going to be playing it with the OG music, because oh yeah, I'm gonna get super nostalgic over a remake of the soundtrack. No, we're jumping straight into the good old OG soundtracks. We gotta get Stuart Copeland in on this bitch, you know? Classic Stuart Copeland. I'll also be muting the music when we're at High Caves, and I'll edit in the European version of High Caves afterwards, because why the fuck would I listen to the slowdown version of Hilltop? Treetops to that level. So what I might do is for that part, I'll just edit in the European version of the soundtrack there, just so people could hear what I heard playing in the game during, I wouldn't say growing up, but I was in college when I first played Spyro 1. That's how much I don't really associate Spyro 1 with my childhood, but fun game nonetheless. I'm going to try and obviously, like... I'm going to 100% it, obviously. I think I remember the trophies. There was once... I think there was there a trophy for doing a loop or skill point? Oh, we'll try and get all the skill points, yes, because Spyro 1 actually has skill points in Reignited Trilogy, whereas it didn't in the original. We'll just go into the empty slot right now, and we'll just jump into Spyro the Dragon. Very simple plot. Basically, our main villain, it makes sense why he hates us, because basically he freezes a bunch of dragons because we make fun of him and humiliate him live on television and call him ugly, and that's basically the plot of this game. It's not very deep. It's not quite big lore-wise, a bit like medieval, but very fun games regardless, though, and great music.
Is it 6? For a dragon's age, we now have 12,000 treasure. Or is it 14,000?
What about this Ganasty Ganok character?
Ganasty Ganok.
I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Nasty Nork is a simple creature.
Simple?
He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom.
No threat?
Besides,
Imagine being annoyed about it not being a threat. Oh.
Ugly? That does it!
Well, he got angry about us not saying he was a threat, so maybe there was more to it than we thought, but yeah, literally, basically the plot is we called some guy ugly, and he didn't like it, so he has captured and frozen a load of dragons from a kingdom. Very, very simple plot. But I love how Tom Kenny... Actually, it's actually cool that Tom Kenny reprised his role as Spyro in this, but someone else played him in Spyro 1. Carlos someone. But no, it's actually Tom Kenny that plays him in all 3 in the remake. Oh yeah, and it's saved my settings from before, so yeah, we automatically have the original background music playing here. So let's free our first one. Yeah, I always remember the first dragon here is called Nestor. Get some really cool fan arts and everything of this game nowadays.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Free 10 dragons in the Artisan World, then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Nasty Nork? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
I'm going after him. Like, how dare he be offended at being called ugly? But basically, we don't have Zoe in the first game. We just have a bunch of random fairies that, yeah, it's just the same as the original. Actually, you just step on their little pedestals to save. But yeah, the levels, especially the first couple of homeworlds, are very short. I remember compared to the other Spyro games, like really short. I always remember like the levels, especially in Spyro 3, were somewhat quite long. Well, at least when I was younger, I remember the levels felt like they took forever for me to get through, but it's probably because I struggled with them when I was younger. But I know Spyro 3, I think overall, is a much longer game than the rest of Spyro's. But yeah, I mean, I have listened to some of the Reignited soundtracks, but I much prefer the original Haunted Towers to the remake version. But some of the tracks do sound really good. I really love the remade version of Sever. But wait, can you burn these? Yeah, you can. I'm trying to remember what all the skill points are. I think it tells you, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Artisan, reach the tricky platform. Oh, I think I might know what that is. This one? Yeah, because there never actually used to be one. And there's only one, I think, red gem chest in the whole game, if I remember rightly. And this is actually, whoops, secret entrance to the flight level. We're just stepping all these stones. I remember there was a trophy for each flight level for like doing the flight without touching the ground. I know like a friend of mine's really struggling with that trophy. I can't remember like how much I struggled with it or not, but I guess we'll see when we do the flights again.
Where's Nasty Nork? I'll torch him.
I'll torch
Keep
him.
your horns on, Spyro. You have much to learn first. Do you know what the dragonfly following you is doing?
His
name is Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
His name is Sparks. He's helping and protecting you. I actually remember how the original voice sounded there. But I'll probably record like a few parts a day, but I'll like upload each like world separately, like the artisans, peacemakers, magic crafters, and is it Dreamweavers? There's 4 homeworlds and then there's the Narc ones. You do actually have to 100%. Yeah, okay, that is the Skullpine, that's the impossible platform. But you do actually have to 100% this game in order to platinum it because I think completing Nasty's loot is one of the trophies, and in order to unlock Nasty's loot, you actually have to 100% everything in the game. The dragon eggs actually don't serve any purpose in this game other than they're just a collectible required for unlocking Nasty's loot. But the dragon eggs are basically a collectible in the 3rd game because they've been stolen by the sorceress for a spell, and basically we're like she's hidden them in places all over the dragon world, so we have to get them back. But in this, it's just random egg thieves carrying eggs that we have to take from them because they took them for some reason. But yeah, there's not really anything else tied to them other than they're just a collectible on this one.
Do that again.
Oh, hello.
The Artisan's boss is through a portal in the Dragon Mouth, but you are not yet ready, Spyro. First, you must complete one of the other Artisan lands.
Oh, I think I remember there was a trophy for not taking damage during Toasty as well. I considered doing this in my alt account, but then I thought, like, nah, to be honest, sometimes I think about just deleting my alt account as well, just because I don't know why I even have it. I made it to troll, like, with a friend one time where I don't talk to anymore, but I thought, like, it'd be pretty cool just re-earning all the trophies again on recording. But I thought, nah, I'm just going to enjoy the game. I'm not going to trophy on it right now. But I do plan on playing all 3 in the channel again. I kind of want to replay the originals as well at some point. There's just so many games I want to play, and I just want to focus more on the time. I still need to play Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart as well. I started that a while ago and didn't continue it.
Press the jump button twice to glide. And don't be afraid.
Afraid? Of what?
Falling from high mountain peaks? Plummeting into prehistoric glaciers?
Oh, that.
Oh, that. Actually, so weird. I would never know that he was the voice of SpongeBob. But yeah, the voice of SpongeBob is also the voice of the original Spyro. Also, I see a lot of people like petitioning for like a Spyro 4, and I hope we're going to get news about it soon. I've not really been keeping up to date with everything that goes on in gaming news because I'm not up to date with anything. I am very much in a recluse and don't know anything that's going on in the world. I just hear about stuff from my friends and all that. But I kind of hope they either remake Enter the Dragonfly, but with, like, you know, the Enchanted Forest and all the completed ideas that they never got made come to light in Enter the Dragonfly. Either that or just a whole new Spyro game. But I don't know, I kind of feel I want to see, like, a complete Enter the Dragonfly, because that game seemed like it had the potential to be great, but it just never came to be. Also, I think it's the only game where the chests look different, and all the gems are like the same shape, but like the gems like are all a different shape in Spyro 2 and 3. Oh, my bad. I need to remember that the camera is the right stick rather than, yeah, because I keep rolling when I'm trying to turn the camera now, because it's not the back buttons on the Reignited. I think I know the gems are missing right now. It was down near the balloonist. It's just a fun little wee adventure. I just felt like jumping back into. I've done a long play of it on the channel, which I've kept up, and I think I just deleted my live streams because I just want to redo them all again. But I want to just do them all in order. I've been meaning to do it for a while, and I just thought today, like, I'm actually in the mood to play Spyro, so I might as well just do it today. There we go. The balloonist actually talks here. He doesn't in the original.
Rescuing 10 dragons. Then you
okay.
use this balloon to fly to a new world.
I thought he was just going to leave it at that. Like, oh, I might guess the rest of what you're going to say, but nah, he did have more to say. But yeah, which level should we do first? Well, we can't do Toasty yet because we have to defeat one other level. But yeah, I remember the levels in this homeworld are really short. Also, shout out to Crystal Fisher and Spyro Jonathan. They're my 2 favorite Spyro content creators that I like to watch every now and then. I've not commented on their videos so much in a while, but they do hold a very special place in my heart. And I remember, like, back when I used to be very active over 6 years ago, I used to watch their content a lot, and we used to interact a lot, and I do treasure the memories I had speaking to them and interactions. I just want to shout them out because they're amazing content creators. Well, when I say interactions, I also mean Spyro Jonathan, because I did actually talk to him a lot in videos. But I have watched, obviously, a lot of Crystal Fisher. But I think, with Crystal Fisher, he's just someone I watched a lot. So I'm just shouting at him too, because they're like, I think anyone who knows Spyro would know Crystal Fisher, because yeah, they do like amazing like edits with like Spyro edit and all that. And I think I tried it a while ago, which is pretty cool. There's one that I downloaded in an ISO file. It's hard to explain, but yeah, check them out. Like, they do some really cool Spyro edits, even Spyro's getting bored of me talking about it. So let's just jump into Town Square. I don't remember what the music's like in this level. I think I remember in the US version of the game, their horns had blood on them. But then they removed them in the EU version, because they're like, oh, blood. But... oh, there's something about this level, but I can't quite remember what it is. I'm pretty sure it'll come back to me as I'm playing it. But remember, there's an egg thief in this level, and in... is it Cliff Town? I'm not actually sure. It's been a while since I've played Spyro 1, as you can probably tell. Yeah, I love this level's music. I think I remember for a while there was copyright claims being put on Spyro videos because of the soundtrack being claimed on Spotify. The Stuart Copeland's actually put the soundtrack on Spotify. Rescued Nils. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Welcome to Town Square, Spyro. Begin exploring by gliding to that area with the bulls. Use the right stick to get a good look.
Use the right stick to get... I love that sound effect. That sounds very much like the original pausing sound effects on the original game. Let me just make sure the... wait, volumes, music, original... I've got it all full. I might just turn it up a little, because it's quite... actually, no, I can't think of it. I've got it turned down a little in my... yeah, no, I'll leave it as is, actually. But yeah, just the perfect volume, actually, the music, to be honest. But yeah, let's see if the bulls... let's have a quick look at their horns. They do look pretty red in Reignited. So maybe they just decided to keep them. They're not obviously red, but I remember you quite obviously saw blood in their horns in the US version, but they weren't in the EU version. That's just something I happen to remember. I know in like EU versions and US versions of games, they always had slight differences to them and like a different regional releases. Yeah, and our new lights are found in the forms of little silver dragon statues in this, but in the other games, they're like different coloured butterflies are the new lives, which you would just randomly find either in a vase or from defeating fodder.
Thanks, Spyro. I had the worst itch on the tip of my wing. Did you know that you get your longest glides by pressing the jump button at the very top of your jump?
Did he have that cake in the original? Like, God, imagine like being encased in stone and like still having the time to make a thank you cake for rescuing him. That took some a lot of planning. Like, you gotta hand it to him. Yeah, I remember this game jumping into it the first time. I had to look at guides a lot, like at gameplays, because I got so stuck in some of the later levels, like treetops and haunted towers, because like there are some very specific pathings you have to take in those levels, and speed jumps, and very specific ways you have to play speedways. Like, I don't know how I was ever meant to know without looking at a walkthrough. But games, I feel like in the 1990s or the PS1 era, I feel like in general didn't give you really much to go off when playing them. You kind of just had to figure a lot out for yourself.
Spyro, did you see a man dressed in blue running around here? He's a thief, and he's stolen a dragon egg. You've got to track him down and get that egg. Run, run! I'm getting a little winded.
Yeah, calm down. I'm getting a little winded. Oh, poor chicken. Oh, that gave us a new life. Also, you get new lives from fodder in this as well, then, looks the thing, as well as those dragon statues. Oh, we're missing a gem down here, I didn't realize. So this must be a 200 gem level. Yeah, I remember this game gets a bit harder later on, but like the first homeworld is a piece of cake. Oh yeah, you don't hover in this one, you just glide. But I think I remember the flights are a lot harder than the speedways, but I feel like as the Spyro games go on, I feel like they get a bit more forgiving in terms of their speedways and that, but they definitely have their moments. I know, I was certain I remembered Bluto the Rhinoc being a lot harder in the original Spyro, and I was right, because I remember, like, when playing Reignited, like, there's so many parts, I was like, oh god, I hate this part on the PS1, like, growing up and all that. But then I didn't mind it on this, like, you know, the trolley challenge, where you get the trophy Trouble No More on Breezy Harbor. I didn't know bother when going for the platinum, when I was like super depressed and wasn't posting YouTube for years, because I hate all my old content, I hate my life, hate everything, blah blah blah. It's for another time. I just want to redo all my content because I feel like I cringe at looking at all my old content. But and just how I acted and how immature I was. But yeah, more to the point, I was gonna say, I remember when I was going through that platinum journey, thinking like, I recall that trolley challenge being a lot harder than it was, and I'm sure that a lot of other people felt the same way too, because of the amount of times you hear that infamous trouble with the trolley dialogue. Okay, I think if you time it right, you can actually land on top of him and headbutt him before he gets a chance to move, but we'll okay, I overthought that there, sorry. My brain thought one thing and another, and it made me freeze and want to double back after I started gliding, so my bad. My mind tends to wander a lot. I feel like my mind will wander a lot in this particular Spyro playthrough, because I don't really have as many memories to share about this one, other than I loved listening to this. I remember when I was studying in college, horrible time in my life, because I have Asperger's, ADHD, OCD, anxiety, every freaking illness under the sun. So when I was getting diagnosed and all that, my mum like pulled me out of college, and obviously a guy got a lot of my issues diagnosed. But during my studying, I would listen to a lot of soundtracks from Spyro, among other music. But I'd have my earphones plugged in, I'd be listening to Spyro 1 soundtrack, Spyro 2, Spyro 3. But at the time when I was in college, I was new to Spyro 1, so I was listening to a lot of like Haunted Towers and Haunted Castle and stuff like that. I felt like those bops were really keeping me focused. Also, like, the people in my course were lovely, really kept me from going insane, because whenever I was like upset and stressed with anxiety, they were just amazing with me. At least the select couple that I liked anyway. The years before that I absolutely hated. Well, let's see if we can get this cheeky bugger. Nah, never mind. Can you head bash? No, you can't head bash in this. I'm trying to actually remember how you're meant to get him. I'm pretty sure you're meant to get him before he jumps down there, but I know there is a way you can get him there if you cheat. Maybe I have to breathe fire as I jump down. That might be what I'm thinking, not head bash. Oh man, I thought I got him there. It's after the bit at Spyro 1, the homeworlds just feel a whole lot smaller. Okay, I'm flopping and flaming them. But yeah, the levels are definitely a lot shorter and smaller, and there we go, we got him. I knew you could get him like before he jumps off there, and it was by breathing fire, as I was thinking there. Yeah, story-wise, there's not much we understand about this game other than we made fun of a guy live on TV, and he goes on back by crystallizing some dragons. And oh yeah, and in terms of, I've seen people like critiquing like modern Insomniac, where let me just rescue Thor first. Oh my god, imagine if he just popped out like he did in that latest Thor movie, just bare naked, his buns.
Always check your progress by accessing the guidebook through the pause menu.
Through the pause menu. They probably have to give different instructions there with it being an up-to-date game compared to original, but there we go, that says completed. Is it Town Square? I think it is, yeah. But yeah, what's your opinions on the state of Insomniac now? I still need to play Rift Apart. I liked the reboot of the original on, was it 2014 now? Oh god, I can't remember. It probably was that long ago at this rate with how fast time goes. But god, when playing the original Ratchet and Clanks, they were a lot harder, a lot less forgiving on checkpoints. But I loved the music and the humor. I could definitely see what people mean about how it lost its edge when I discovered those a few years ago and platinumed them on the PS3 ports. But the original Insomniac, like the Spyro Trilogy and like Ratchet and Clank Trilogy and more after that by Insomniac, were really good, in my opinion. But I love the Spider-Man games, and I did love the reboot of Ratchet and Clank. But I feel like the humor was definitely trying it's best to get down with the kids, so that makes sense. But yeah, for what it was worth, I did enjoy it though. Like I did actually, I might actually replay that the Ratchet and Clank for PS4 now that I've got the PS5, because it might actually run at 60 FPS now. Because I remember it didn't run at 60 FPS when I last played it. Let's just get the flight out of the way. I'm not a fan of flight levels. I'm not a fan of the speedways in any of these games, so let's just get out of the way. I'm pretty sure it's a skill point to do a loop of this archway. Let's have a look. I can't actually remember all the skill points from this game. I don't think they're even trophies, but the skill points give you a new life, so they are worth getting. I can't remember if it's a trophy or a skill point here. It might have been a trophy. I can't think of it. Hell, light the bonfire. Do a loop around an arch. It was a trophy. I see. There we go. So I've done it, but obviously it's been a while since I did it. 4 years ago. Oh shit. Better be quick here because I think I remember it's super unforgiving. I don't know if there's a certain time we have to beat in order to gain any extra gems, whatever. I think we just have to beat it and that's it. I don't think there's a time trial tied to these ones or an extra hunter mission. You simply just have to do the flight and that's it. And unless you've like played it before or are following a walkthrough, it's not obvious at all where you have to go in these flights. They're just structured in a way that's like so not linear and obvious where you have to go next. So you just kind of like have to think, wait, what the fuck? The time's ticking down. I don't know where I have to go next. But yeah, it isn't obvious where you have to go next. Like, I'd only just sort of remembered now. Yeah, but there's this little cave just tucked in at the side after you destroy all of those trains with the TNT crates on them. And then there's these archways, and I think there's a bunch of helicopters, I think, afterwards too. And I do frequently fail at the flights. I rarely fail at the speedways. I feel the flights I just have not mastered at all. I'm sure there's many of you Spyro veterans out there, if you could even call yourselves that, but yeah, Spyro veterans out there that do know how to do these like flawlessly at the best time possible. But I've just always played these games for fun. I've never been a god or anything at them exactly, but I know some people would say like, oh, it's a kid's game, it's easy, but I do remember as a kid, Spyro definitely had its moments in terms of difficulty. And god, I am freaking out here because I am running very low in time. And I'm just trying to flame these, I'm trying to flame them as they come towards me, because I feel like it's quicker flaming them as they come towards me, but we somehow managed it, just flaming the ones flying away and towards me. But there we go, we're not trying that again. We got our gems from it, and that's all we need. We should jump back in the town square because we didn't actually get all the bills stuck. Come to think of it. Returning to Artisans. I just don't know if I'm just super critical of like what's on my YouTube channel, but I look at pretty much every video I post and uploads. I keep thinking of ways it could be better, and I just look at like old videos and I'm like, oh, like why is that got so many likes? And I'm like, I'm glad that people like it, don't get me wrong, but I'm just thinking like, god, some of my old gameplays were just so unprofessional and terrible. And I remember like there were so many dropped frames, I think, in one of my playthroughs of Spyro 3, Spyro 2, and oh, I need to redo those again too. I mean, I don't know if it is worth redoing the actual originals. I mean, maybe it is, but because the Reignited's like they're really loyal to originals. Like they did a fine job of like replicating the originals and like emulating the nostalgia. Apart from the fact they made it a bit easier than I remember the game as being. As I say that as I headbutt a wall. It's all bills stuck. I think I must have to charge them all then. Did they ever get unstuck? I don't know, but let's see. So once we get them stuck, I think we can just quit the level. I wonder how many bulls are in the level. Can I go? Right. Got quite a lot of them here. So yeah, I like how in this game in Spyro 3 it's very clear who our enemies are. Like, clearly these Norks are servants of Nasty Nork, and clearly the Rhinox are servants of the Sorceress. But then it's not very obvious who's really working for Ripto and Ripto's Rage. It seems like every level has its own sort of drama going on that's completely unrelated to Ripto, and Ripto's just sort of there being a brat in the process. So I've never really fully understood like the plot behind each level in Spyro 2. But as fun as the games are, and it's for kids anyway, like it doesn't have to, like, you know, make have this perfect plot thought out. But I always thought like the levels in Spyro 2 just like don't have any relevance to what's going on in the story, like villain wise, or what's going on in the world. But it's like they all have their own drama going on that's completely separate from Ripto, if that makes sense. But we have to find a tulip or something in Stonehill. But let's I think it's actually a skill point getting a perfect on each boss, as well as it being a trophy. Or maybe it's not even a trophy, maybe it's just a trophy for defeating them. But I know it's definitely a skill point for getting a perfect. I know there's a trophy, or... Actually, no, I think it's a trophy. But there's a skill point as well in Spyro 2 for like defeating all the bosses without taking any damage. And Gulp for me was really difficult until I realised you could do it just with the super flame from a Dragon Shores. And once I realised that, that made that a lot easier for me. Oh, whoops. I think it's just from the boss himself you have to take no damage. It doesn't matter about those doggies. I remember the original, they were hard to not get hit by those dogs. You have to like flame them twice and then like jump and flame. Flame, jump, flame. There we go. Just don't give them a chance to move. I feel bad for doggies, but they're going to kill me otherwise. So let me know if anyone else down below plays it with the Reignited music, or do they play it with the good old classic Stuart Copeland music? Because I don't know, I feel like I did like some of the Reignited tracks, but I just feel like to get proper nostalgic with it, I've got to have the good old OG soundtracks in the background. Like, I know that even Resident Evil did it, like Resident Evil 2 and 3 and all that. Like, they all had the option to listen with the... They even had the OG sound effects in it as well as the soundtracks. It's something I kind of wish Medieval at least gave you the option to do. Because I know they had, like, you know, the Medieval Resurrection soundtracks in it instead, and some were remade. But I kind of wish it gave you the option to play the original soundtrack in Medieval 2, because Medieval remake, because I would have loved to, like, play the Medieval remake with the original soundtracks. Like, having it being an option. For the most part, I loved the Medieval remake. The only thing I don't like about it is how they censored Imanzi, the spear hero. But yeah, we're not playing Medieval today, so for that's subject for another time. Nevin.
Nasty Nork has put one of his most devious henchmen in charge of the Artisan World.
Bring him on. I think I smell a barbecue.
I like the purple subtitles for Spyro. It looks so pretty.
Toasty has many tricks up his sleeve.
Quite literally, because he turns out just to be a bunch of sheep in pumpkin clothing. It's not really him himself that's damaging us, to be honest. I don't think he even attacks us. I think he does if you stand around too long, I'm not actually sure, but he basically just runs into the next area full of those dogs that were attacking us before. We just have to kill them to get to Toasty. Blame him. I'm not going to stand around to see if he does damage us, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't. It's pretty easy to not take damage from Toasty, but I think I remember Metalhead. It was kind of a tricky one to not take damage from. I can't remember who the boss is in the next Homeworld. Is it Peacemakers? I'm trying to remember actually. Oh, maybe it's a trophy because I didn't actually get a skill point there for not taking damage. Dr. Shemp, perfect. Oh! It's not even a... Oh, okay, so there isn't even one... there's not one for Toasty. For some reason I thought there was. Well, I think... I knew some of the bosses did at least. Oh yeah, Dr. Shemp, I remember him. That's the one that you have to, like, hit from behind. Because they give it that hint, we're like, you better watch his back. But I feel like I'm super ungifted because, like, I love playing games and, like, streaming them and all that, but, yeah, when you look at, like, Spyro Jonathan and, like, Crystal Fisher and, like, the things they could do with Spyro Edit and all these things they can do to, like, you know, create their own, like, Spyro levels, and basically I think someone used a Spyro Reignited engine to remake Enter the Dragon Flying God. It looked great. Like, I wish I had that kind of talent. With enough time and patience, I probably would. get better at that kind of stuff, but I think my skill set like ends at YTPs and just playing games and being a loser. But I enjoy being a loser, so it's great. Entering Stonehill. I think I remember this is probably the longest of the levels in the Artisans, but I remember they're really short levels. So there's a tulip in this level. I think I remember where it is. It's like, it's on the upper part, anyhow. But yeah, I do have my reasons for redoing this. I also will be redoing Sly 1 after I've done my walkthrough of Sly 3, which I will get around to eventually. I'm just taking it one walkthrough at a time. I might not even do Spyro 2 straight after Spyro 1. But I will plan on doing all the Spyro games. I didn't even do the super bonus right, I don't think, when I did my live stream for this. I just waited until I eventually did restart it. Yeah, I know a lot of the Artisan soundtracks. I hear them a lot in Spyro videos or reviews of like old games and that. I think this is like the whole trademark of Spyro, like the all the Artisans themes. For me, Fireworks Factory is nostalgia fuel. That soundtrack for me. Rescued Linda. I know it's Lindar, but I'm calling you Linda.
When you free a dragon or step on one of their platforms, you're saving your progress. That could be useful if you run into trouble. Not that you ever run into trouble, Spyro.
I mean... maybe not in the Reignited, no, but I definitely remember this game does have its moments in terms of difficulty. Let's just explore this side first, because I know that I'd rather clear all of this segment of the level before I explore the other side, because once we climb up on top of the hill, there's a bit of exploring to do, and there's an egg thief to take care of. And there's a key to get from down here, I believe. Rescued Astor.
After you've freed all the dragons, pass through this fancy vortex thingamajigger. It'll take you back to the artisan home. But first, let me tell you a story.
No thanks. See ya!
Damn, he gave no fucks. Right, we're not going back up that quite yet. I believe there is, yeah, there's a key down here. Yeah, I just want to complete this entire segment of the level first, just so that we're not missing anything when we progress to the second half of it. It's still a relatively short level, but I do remember this is a bit longer than the other levels in the Artisans. But yeah, remember, I think Artisans is more just like a homeworld. It's basically helping you get your bearings of the game, really. I remember when I first played it when I was in college, just thinking, God, these levels are a lot shorter than the previous games, but they just sort of get more difficult out of nowhere around about the Magic Crafters world, especially the Dreamweavers, because with some especially, oh god, yeah, Dreamweavers has its moments, like with the Haunted Towers, has a really complicated supercharge at one point. There we go, trying hard not to step into that whirlwind again. Rescued Gavin. There's a friend of mine whose granddad was called Gavin, and I'd always think of him whenever I hear that name.
Color indicates his power. When he eats butterflies, he stays strong, like me.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm yet to meet a really buff jacked butterfly, but hey ho, or firefly even, or dragonfly. I can't talk. Right, where I think that is. I think the pink tulip is like on the roof of a building, if I remember rightly. I may end up having to look it up. Hopefully not. I'll see if I can find it for myself. Yeah, I can hear another egg thief here. And I think there might be shepherds, but they look like similar to the wizards from Magic Crafters. I'm looking forward to getting to like the later levels, because I remember my later levels are my favorite levels are from the later levels. Because my favorite levels from yeah, because I love Dark Passage. I like all the levels from Dreamweavers, actually, come think of it. Magic Crafters, I love Alpine Ridge's soundtrack, it's an absolute banger. But I also love my version, the European version of High Cave soundtrack, so I might actually mute the game music just to play it over the game when I've edited it, just so you could hear what it'd be like if you were playing my version of it grown up.
Spyro, my friend, how about a hint on gliding?
You bet.
For the longest glide, press the jump button at the top of your jump, and try pressing the action button to drop down mid-flight.
To drop down in midfield. I do like how they've given all the dragons like different personalities and look in this, because I know a lot of their character models are like recycled in the original, weren't they? And I know later on in the game they're all like, thank you for releasing me, or thank you for releasing me, the same dialogue repeated over and over. But I think all the ones say thank you for releasing me, they all sound different in this, if I remember rightly. I do like what they did with it, I remember, like that one with the birthday cake. I'm certain he didn't have that in the original. Right, there's our little shithead there. Let's just take care of him real quick, so we don't have to worry about him later on. I'm excited to like delve back into the Spyro games again. I've missed them. I did a walkthrough years ago of Spyro Enter Dragonfly on the channel. I don't see any purpose in redoing that, because that's a game that I'm not really super eager to get back into playing, and I feel like my walkthrough of that was good enough, even at the mental state I was at that point in my life. I just watched back my old videos. I'm like, God, I was such a different person back then. Like, I feel like I was a lot more camp and like naive, and just I don't know. I felt like I was, I don't know. I feel like I came off a bit bratty in my older videos. I just didn't really like myself in my older videos. Like whenever I look at my older videos, like I'm like, oh, that's not me. Like I want to redo like a lot of walkthroughs of like Heavy Rain as well. I want to venture back into like gameplays I've already done on the channel like years ago that I haven't touched on for a while. Right, so we got one gem there, was lurking. There we go. Yeah, I remember that like it's like just a massive hill up here with some gems just scattered a bit. But I think I remember the tulip is, it's like sitting here somewhere. I think on this roof, if I remember rightly. Like the hidden tulip. Can you go up further? No, I don't think you can. Let's just get these gems. I'm curious to find the hidden tulip. I think, oh, I actually remember. I think it's like in between a couple of towers here, if I remember rightly. Is that it? Yeah, there we go. Skill point acquired. I just remembered last second there where it was. I think it's a cool attention to detail how they actually thought to add them. Right, we'll use sparks to guide the way here. See what gems we just missed. Is he guiding the way? Look, he's just pointing at a wall. Maybe it's the other side of the wall. If that's, oh yeah, there we go, I see. But it's been like years since I played like the original Spyro 1. So like, I am certain though that they never used to have skill points though. So I think it's cool how they added them in the remake, because like the second two had skill points in the original. I never really gave like a Hero's Tale a proper try. Would it be worth giving that one a playthrough on the channel? I think I did try it one time, but just never continued it. It was kind of similar, like the formula with like collecting gems and all that, and like money bags not being in it, like. But it also was very different in other ways as well, because like a completely different cast and the collectors made different sound effects and everything. It was different. But let me know if it's something you would want to see me play. I remember Dark Hollow's a really short level, and I've definitely, yeah, I've heard the soundtrack used a lot in review videos and that. But nice little cam soundtrack, this one. But yeah, I remember it's a very small level. I think you can get this one done in like 2 minutes. Yeah, this level looks fabulous. I think they just did a really good job with this remake. Like, I feel like if you missed out on the game growing up, honestly, you've officially not missed out anymore by playing this Reignited Trilogy, because they just captured it and made it so much better. And a bit easier as well. The other thing I'll say is I'll have to input the version that played on my Spyro 1 of High Caves, because I just feel like I far prefer that version of the soundtrack to the slowed down version of Treetops.
Oh, it's you. I wasn't sure if you'd escape those annoying little creatures. Of course they wouldn't bother me, but here's a hint. Their metal armor is fireproof, but a charge attack will take care of them.
I like how he says that after I've already taken a few care of them just to get to him. Like, unless he just assumed I ran past all of them up to them, but I have to bear in mind this game's for children, so children are probably more stupid than adults, I don't know. At least we think so anyway. Oh, I have to wait for them to turn around. Oh. He's not even damaging me, he's basically just saying fuck off. Oh. You have to wait for him to turn around. There we go. It almost looks like you don't hit him right away, he just reacts super slow to being flamed. There's a tiny little wee flame up the arse, and then that's him taken care of. Oh! Oh, we got away with that, thankfully. Right, so we get the key down here for that chest we saw at the start. Got a lot of the extra detail there is to the library in here. I'd have to like play the original again just to like see the difference, like graphics wise. To see if there was any candles here originally, but yeah. The Dark Hollow is a very pretty level in the Reignited, like. Rescued Oswin.
Spyro, wanna know a secret? Use the action button when you want to zoom in and look around.
Oh, your secret's safe with me.
Hey, was he voiced by Gavin Hammond? He sounded a lot like Kenny from Walking Dead. I know Melissa Hutchinson, who plays Clementine from Walking Dead's in this. She plays Bianca, which is so cool because the Walking Dead games are another game franchise that are close to my heart. I love those. And I love the Walking Dead franchise in general. But, oh, my mind went blank again there. What was I going to say? Ah, I can't remember. Oh well. Yeah, let's put his key in this chest. Yeah, I was certain that was Gavin Hammond. He sounded a lot like him. Oh, oops. I kind of wish I did sort of grow up with like the original like Spyro 1 and Spyro 2. I grew up with Spyro 3 for sure, but I remember even having that on demo. But I wonder what it would have been like to get the demo on this and finally get this when it first came out. To feel the excitement of being a kid and getting this on release. But I still enjoy the game now. Oh. God. I have a habit of charging past enemies instead of into them. Don't know, I have a hard time directing my charges at times. I also think the more healthy, at least in the original anyway, I don't know if it's the case in the Reignited, but the more healthy Sparks is, the further we can pick up gems. Oh yeah, I remember what I was going to say before now, that reminded me. But I think, well, I can't remember if he had it from the start, and also I think it's a trophy to like these. Yeah, but I don't know if he had it from the start in Spyro 1, in the original, but I know in all three of the Spyro Reignited games, Sparks has the ability, if you press left, the left stick, to locate treasure that you're missing. But you have to unlock it as an ability in Spyro 3 in the original. Via quests that you do as Sparks that Zoe gives you after you complete each homeworld. And I know that there's one where you collect treasure from further away. I can't remember what he gets in Reignited because he has the ability to locate treasure that's still lying around from the very start. So I can't remember what they give him instead. So I think the last few gems in the last dragon is right here. Rescue Darius.
Big enemies like this Nork with the club cannot be charged, but a quick flame, that should defeat them.
But a quick flame, that should defeat them. There we go, so there's exactly 100 in this one. So I think we took care of all the skill points in the Artisans. I think that's everything we've done in the Artisans, actually. Including Toasty. Yeah, Toasty's the boss. So we are ready to go to Peacemakers. Scare 6 Snorks into 10s. Okay, that's a... And get perfect Dr. Shemp. So there's only 2 skill points from Peacemakers. That shouldn't be too hard to remember. Perfect on Dr. Shemp and Scare Norks into 10s. But yeah, we are ready to travel to Peacemakers, which we will be doing in the next part.
Rescuing dragons, Spyro.
Yes, I have been.
You may travel to the Peacekeeper's world if you like. Are you ready to go?
Well, we will be ready to go in just a moment, but I'm just going to end that part there. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I thoroughly enjoyed jumping back into this lovely adventure from many people's childhoods, and I guess you could say childhood, because I grew up with Spyro the Dragon, and it's part of the same trilogy. But, yeah, if you like what you've seen here, please like the video and dislike it if you find me annoying and didn't enjoy it. It helps the algorithm either way. If you'd like to support me on Patreon or on Twitch by viewing me when I'm live, please do, because YouTube has removed all my ads in the same side video. Please do sound so demanding. I just meant if you want. That's what I meant. Oh god, that's not what I meant to say. But yeah, if you can support, I'd greatly appreciate what I'm meant to say. Please do is not what I meant to say at all. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I love it also so much. I've got a Discord down below if you want to check anything that's going on with me. I feel like that's where all my updates are more frequent. Like, if you want to see what's going on with me, I'm very inconsistent on Twitter. I have a Facebook page that's faded, basically, so there's no point even telling you about that. But yeah, I'll see you all the next part when we're going to Peacekeepers, where we'll be not keeping any peace. So take care.